Hey everybody, and welcome back to another one of Mudflap's movie reviews. My name is Mudflap, and today I will be reviewing my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Let's get started. Revenge of the Sith is directed by George Lucas, with music composed by the legendary John Williams, and it stars Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Natalie Portman, Samuel L. Jackson, and Ian McDiarmid. We open this movie where Obi Wan and Anakin are on an emergency rescue mission to rescue Chancellor Palpatine from the clutches of Count Dooku, and we also meet a new villain who is now in charge of the droid army, General Grievous. And the main synopsis of this movie is, during this episode, everything is revealed as to what Palpatine's plans are. The Sith begin to take over. Palpatine's master plan is finally coming to a reality, and the Jedi are really trying to maintain the peace both politically and also within the Jedi-Sith balance. So this movie is one of my favorites for a number of reasons. One is I have very fond memories of this movie. I saw this movie in theaters back in 2005 with my dad. I was 10 years old when this movie came out. I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life, and I was just super excited leading up to seeing this movie. My dad's not a huge Star Wars fan, but he definitely, I'm just really grateful that he went to go see it with me because he knows how much I love Star Wars. And my favorite scene that gave me nightmares back when I was 10 was the transformation from Palpatine to Darth Sidious, where the lightning bounces back off of Mace Windu's lightsaber and it hits Palpatine and he gets transformed into Sidious, and that always terrified me. And the funny thing that night is when that movie was over, it was lightning out, and the first thing that came to my mind was Darth Sidious is mad. You know, the first thing that came to my mind was the transformation from Palpatine to Sidious. You know, ever since I saw that movie in theaters, it's had a very special place in my heart. I know the prequels don't always get a lot of love. I will say that I know they're not the best written movies out of all the Star Wars movies. I don't think the prequels should get as much hate as they have been getting for a lot of years now. Revenge of the Sith just seems to be the one that people love the most, and for lots of reasons I think this is the most well-written prequel. We really get to see Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship at its peak. Also, I know a lot of people don't really like Hayden Christensen's portrayal of Anakin. For years I've wanted people to give Hayden a chance. I've seen other movies with Hayden in it, and he does a great job. He's a great actor. It's just when you're given the dialogue that he was given in the prequels, there's only so much you can do with it, so I gave him a little bit of grace there. I love his portrayal of Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. It's exactly what we all needed to see as Anakin's making this final transition over to Darth Vader. One of the unique aspects of Revenge of the Sith is its heavy saturation of politics. The politics actually play into one of the main weapons that Palpatine uses to gain all of his power and influence. That was his goal from the beginning, was he wanted to control the Senate and have people vote to make Jedis the bad guys and the Sith the good guys. It completely just flipped the table on the Jedi. The Jedi didn't see this coming, which I always kind of wondered about that, because you know they had Mace Windu and Yoda, and you know those guys are the top Jedi there, so you would think that they would see this coming. But this is the one thing that blindsides them, and you know then there's all these really super sad things that happen throughout the movie. Order 66 is a political move, getting rid of your enemies so you can rise to the top, and everyone's going to be like, oh, what a great leader. He got rid of all the bad guys, which they weren't the bad guys. Jedi, from their perspective, are the good guys, and Sith are the bad guys. This movie really showcased just how different the Jedi and the Sith are. What the Sith believe and what the Jedi believe. Jedi rely more on the Force, you know, more on peace and serenity, and the Sith rely on power and passion. The Jedi always portray themselves as selfless people who don't go after, you know, passions, and they can't love somebody else, they can't be in a relationship with somebody else. And the Sith, according to the Jedi, rely on their power and their strength, and it's more for themselves and not for others. But this whole thing has always been about perspective, from a certain point of view. The Sith are bad because the Jedi say they're bad. They don't align with the Jedi's beliefs, and the Jedi are bad because they don't align with what the Sith believe. So it was always that dynamic. We finally got to see it fully exposed in bright lights, where the Jedi stand and where the Sith stand. Seeing Obi Wan and Anakin's relationship since Phantom Menace, they've really been like brothers, and there's a lot of heartbreaking scenes in Revenge of the Sith where really points to how much they loved each other and how heartbreaking it was for Obi Wan to see Anakin, who he's trained for 20 something years. From the beginning, I think Obi Wan always had a feeling that Anakin was always different. He always had his own problems, his own issues. So I always felt like the Jedi failed Anakin in this movie. They all knew that he had unique gifts and he was the chosen one. But as Yoda said, that the prophecy might have been misread. He wasn't going to be the one to save the Jedi. He was going to be the one to destroy the Jedi. But the thing that always made me mad was the Jedi never really gave Anakin a chance. He was always this boy's causing problems. He shouldn't be involved in anything. So, of course, he's going to turn to the guy he trusts most, which would happen to be Chancellor Palpatine. And little did Anakin know, Chancellor Palpatine was manipulating him in a little ways, as part of the plot to overthrow the Jedi. But at the same time, he really was a lot like a father figure to Anakin. He understood his anger and his pain and his suffering, and he wanted to help him through that. But the Jedi just really dropped the ball when it came to helping Anakin. All the loss he's dealt with, his mom's death really triggered something in him. And then the fear of losing Padme, that he kept having these dreams over and over again. But the Jedi never did anything to help him. But then they get all mad at him when he joins the other side. But, they failed him. It's as simple as that. They failed to help Anakin maintain the goodness and the light, and he slowly fades into becoming Darth Vader because he knows that only through the dark side can he save Padme. As we all know, it doesn't end well for Anakin and Padme. So that begs the question, was Anakin right before he and Obi-Wan had the most epic lightsaber fight of all time? Was Anakin right about the Sith belief and how the Jedi are always being hypocrites? They're always limiting the abilities that someone can have. There were times where he definitely was he was manipulated a little bit. Some of the stuff he said about the Jedi were true, other things not so much, but he was mainly just mad at him because they left him out to dry and no one was there to help him. So he was desperate when he turned to the dark side because he absolutely loves Padme. Like, that was clear from the beginning from Phantom Menace. But, according to the Jedi rules, it's a religion. The Jedi and the Sith as a religion. And if you truly follow the religion, for the Jedi, that means no relationships. But Anakin was always that, the outlier when it came to that. And that's another thing, that some of these guys really followed their religion down to very specific stuff. If they broke the code, they wouldn't consider themselves to be a Jedi anymore. To Anakin, the Jedi lied to him about a lot of things. Like I said, it was all a matter of perspective. Anakin thought what he was doing was right. Excluding killing the kids, that was completely unnecessary. And fun fact, that scene where he kills the kids is actually completely impromptu. In an interview, Hayden Christensen said he had no idea George Lucas was rolling on that, so when he walked in on that scene, he busted out his lightsaber and he just started whacking on the kids. That was something that obviously he never should have even, I don't know why he ever did that, but to him, killing those kids and being a part of getting rid of the Jedi was something he felt like he had to do in order to get the power he needed to save Padme. All of the reasons he did what he did was to save Padme, and if you're truly in love, there isn't any limit to what you'll do for someone you love. Obi-Wan realized that Anakin had gotten to a point where there was no turning back. He completely turned to the dark side, and Obi-Wan knew that as much as he loved Anakin, the brotherly bond that they had, that he had to stop Anakin because he knew Anakin would be strong enough one day to completely overthrow everybody, possibly kill Obi Wan too. So Obi Wan wasn't just looking out for all the Jedi, but he was looking out for himself too. I mean, you couldn't really trust the guy anymore, because after Obi Wan found out he killed a bunch of kids, like, where's the trust there? Where's the love that they used to have? It was gone. That's when Darth Vader's personality took over. There's one specific line that I've noticed watching over and over again, and a lot of people have pointed out, is Jedis don't believe in absolutism. But the funny thing is, you know, when Anakin says, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy, which is an absolute, but then Obi-Wan says, only a Sith deals in absolutes, which that's an absolute as well. But according to Obi-Wan and the Jedi, they always seemed a little, holier than thou, and we're better than you guys. Despite all the times they have been hypocrites throughout all of this, they definitely have been hypocrites in a lot of ways. But I just really want to talk about that fight choreography between Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's pretty much my favorite reason for loving Revenge of the Sith as much as I do. The choreography for that fight scene was off the charts. It has never been matched. It may never be matched unless they bring back the stunt choreographer Nick Gillard, who was in charge of all the fight choreography for the prequels. I doubt we'll ever see a lightsaber fight as good as the one in Revenge of the Sith. All the crazy sets that they had to set up, the crazy makeup, a lot of it's blue screened. But they had a lot of elaborate sets. I mean, I have no idea how they did some of that stuff, but I've seen pictures of some of it, and it's truly, truly impressive. And I know both Ewan and Hayden trained for months to do that scene, really put in the work to just deliver to fans the ultimate lightsaber fight that we've all been wanting to see between these two, because tensions were super, super high and it finally exploded. The music that goes along with this fight by John Williams is one of my favorite musical renditions by John Williams out of all the Star Wars movies. Battle of the Heroes. It sounds very, very similar to Duel of the Fates. I mean, both of those are like top tier John Williams soundtracks, but Battle of the Heroes is definitely a staple in the Star Wars music collection. So I'm going to give this movie 9 out of 10 Mudflaps. It's my favorite prequel, and it's also my favorite Star Wars movie because of all the things I just listed. And I've watched it I don't know how many times since, and I'm also just getting really, really excited for the Obi Wan Kenobi series that premieres Friday. We're getting the first 2 episodes, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be reviewing that, and I really hope you watch those. As you know, the Obi Wan Kenobi series takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so I would highly recommend that if you want to, be kept up to date and, refamiliarize yourself with the plot and the characters and where everybody's at. Rewatch Revenge of the Sith before seeing Obi-Wan, because I think you'll enjoy Obi-Wan a lot more. If you do, drop in the comments below, were you a fan of the prequels or not, and which prequel was your favorite? And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and I'll see you next time.